one of China's strong allies at the same time. But China and the US don't always agree with each other on every issue. So how does Pakistan position itself in its relation between the US and China?
In diplomacy and international relations, the objective of Pakistan is to have friendship with all countries. Because if you have to grow and progress, you need to be close to all the key players. And Pakistan strives for that. I think even China strives for that. But that doesn't mean we agree on every issue. So with the United States, it is an old relationship. We are a non-NATO ally, but let me say it's a very complex relationship too. We have, on one point, we are a major non-NATO ally. On the other hand, we've been under sanctions from the US for various reasons over the years. And in many areas, we have very good cooperation.
For
in
example?
many areas, we don't, like the whole war in Afghanistan, we've been working together with the US to support fighting extremism and terrorism. At the same time, we also have our own aspirations, and our relationship with China is a neighbor, so that makes a big difference. Our land borders meet. Sometimes these links also help facilitate relationship between these countries. To give you an example, when China first had a dialogue with the United States, the country which arranged that whole dialogue was Pakistan. So those relationships help. Dr. Kissinger came to Pakistan, then he flew to Beijing, met your leadership, and that was a historic trip because it changed the whole foreign policy paradigm and landscape of the world, really.
The relation with the United States is always an interesting one. I'm curious how you understand the joint military exercise currently being conducted by the United States and South Korea.
Yes. Well, I'm told that this, I'm not an expert on Korean affairs, but what I've been told is that this exercise was scheduled way before the current tension.
And do you think this has a potential, this might have a potential influence on Pakistan?
No, I don't think this is, you see, the South Korea and US have a very old relationship. South Korea has the presence of US troops along the DMZ, and so this is, goes back in history. I don't think it affects Pakistan at all, has any influence on Pakistan. I think this is a local issue, and it's a serious issue. So now the time has come for countries like China and the United States to use their diplomatic influence to cool the temperature.
You know, in addition to military cooperation, trade, energy have also become very prominent in the cooperation between Pakistan and China. Can you give us a couple of examples of how energy cooperation is currently taking place in Pakistan?
Well, let me start with trade first. Trade, the significant thing we did several years ago was to sign a free trade agreement. This was one of the first free trade agreements between Pakistan and any country, China being.
And you came to sign with Premier Minister.
Yes, and I was very keen to get that done because, you know, in bilateral relations, it is very important to institutionalize the relationships. We set up a joint Pakistan-China investment company, which is now working. That's what I mean by institutionalizing. It's not personalized. We've set it up, it's working in Pakistan, they are doing joint projects. Third was the opening of a bank by China in Pakistan. The Prime Minister is going to Pakistan in the next few weeks, and they are going to officially announce that measure. Now, apart from economy, you were asking
energy.
Energy. On energy cooperation, there are Chinese companies who are drilling for hydrocarbons in Pakistan. There are private sector companies in Pakistan working with China to develop coal fields in Pakistan.
And we in China have frequently heard news reports about Chinese workers and engineers got kidnapped or even killed by militants in Pakistan. And this does make many people worry about the environment for cooperation, especially economic and energy. So facing challenges like this, what advices would you give to both countries to enhance their cooperation?
Yes. Well, this is obviously an issue which is very serious, and the government of Pakistan has always been very concerned about this activity. We provide all the security which is needed for Chinese people, to live in Pakistan. And today also there are thousands of Chinese living there because we have many projects, construction, engineering, factories. Pakistan-China trade is growing. It'll reach $10 billion per year very soon. It is our duty to protect every citizen of China if they come to Pakistan. We do that and we take extra measures. But we also recognize there are some forces who don't like this. But we should not be deterred by that because our relationship has to be very close.
Are there any specific measures such as?
Yeah, we have provided special protection for Chinese people. Wherever they live, there's extra security, very high level of security. So the number of incidents has reduced. But of course, you can find the odd incident here and there. But the government is very committed to giving all the resources needed to protect Chinese living in Pakistan.
Now you're not a member of the government, and many people are very curious of what you do. It's just a personal question.
Yeah. No, what I do is I do a lot of advisory work. I basically I'm public speaking. I do what I want to do, and I don't do what I don't have to do. I have freedom now. So because I've been a banker for 30 years and 8 years in government, I have a very good combination of experience. I don't do any business activity at all.
And anything for fun?
For fun, I like music, I like movies, and I read a lot, and that's a lot of fun. Also, I like traveling, which really educates you a lot. Travel is one of the best things to open your mind because everybody has views about everybody else, and unless you've been there. If you've been there, you know the people, you know the environment, you can then have a much better view of the world.